We start with new information in that deadly chemical vat rupture in Longview.
Our first responders and our emergency room workers, our nurses, and many people here have seen truly unthinkable horrors today.
When you pull up on Facebook and all you see is implosion at a mill, my mind immediately goes to, not my husband, please.
Everyone in the city's been impacted by this, whether they know it yet or not.
And in times like this, people might ask, where is God? He's to your left, he's to your right. We give our frailty over to you, Lord, because we need your strength, we need your wisdom, we need your grace in these hours.
It's going to take all of us to rebuild and get these answers.
And just into our newsroom, the death toll has risen to 2. One person who was transported to the hospital yesterday has died from their injuries. 8 others are hurt. 9 remain missing, as Longview Fire says recovery efforts will begin today at Nippon Wave Packaging. Our recovery efforts had been delayed due to safety concerns of the structural integrity of the damaged tank. It was estimated 90,000 gallons of additional chemical product remained in the tank, but an inspection has revealed the remaining product is a significantly smaller volume, allowing emergency responders to develop a plan to move forward to remove it. As individuals are recovered, they will undergo decontamination before being transported to the Cowlitz County Coroner's Office for identification and family notification. The coroner's office will release a list of names and provide a contact once all individuals have been recovered and family notifications are complete. Recovery crews are not expecting to find any other survivors.
The tank remains unstable, creating a dangerous situation for our personnel. Crews are actively assessing the structural integrity of that tank and working on plans to stabilize that tank before additional recovery operations can safely proceed.
As we mentioned, Longview Fire officials have done an inspection of that tank and have determined it is safe to move forward and come up with a plan for them to go in and make those recovery efforts. In the meantime, investigators are still looking into what caused the tank to implode in the first place and if there's a risk of it happening again. And as efforts continue, there are also some exposure concerns for those inside. Officials say white liquor is a dangerous chemical used in the paper-making process and could give 2nd to 3rd degree burns if someone comes in contact with it. That is why officials said as they make those recoveries, there will be a decontamination process. Officials say there is not a direct threat to the surrounding community, but still fire officials are asking people to stay clear of water between Industrial Way and Prudential Boulevard because of a slight increase in pH levels found there. And several agencies, including the National Guard, are monitoring the air and water quality as these efforts continue. We do have some more information now about the chemical that was in that tank. It's called white liquor, and it's a chemical compound used in the paper-making process. A major component of the product is sodium hydroxide, more commonly known as lye. According to the CDC, it's incredibly corrosive, and it gets extremely hot when it gets wet. If you get it on your skin, it could cause intense 3rd degree burns and can cause blindness if it gets in your eyes. Inhaling vapor or dust containing the chemical is less dangerous, but it can still cause irritation and swelling in the lungs, especially for children. The CDC says exposure cases are especially dangerous for first responders because that chemical is still active when it's on a victim's skin, and it can burn people who try to help them. And there's no way to neutralize white liquor. The CDC recommends washing the chemical off with water as soon as possible and treating the injuries afterward. The Nippon Wave Packaging Company was the scene of this large industrial fire in July of 2023. It burned for more than a day and prompted evacuations for people living nearby. And the Fox 12 Investigates team against the facility. Records from the Washington Department of Labor and Industries shows 3 workplace safety violations at the paper mill. The most recent is from last June, with the report describing an incident when a worker's finger was cut off. According to the document, the equipment involved was moved before an inspector arrived to investigate. There have also been 2 unrelated complaints filed this year. Our investigative team is working to uncover those details. And you can count on Fox 12 to track the latest developments as crews continue these recovery efforts of the ruptured chemical tank. We are expected to continue to get more updates, and we'll bring those to you both on air and on the Fox 12 app.